Hello, guys. Welcome back to another Moving Mondays today. Now, I want to let you know, sorry I haven't been uploading a while. I'm just a little burned out on a bunch of things, but I am back, guys. And today this is a video I kind of been wanting to do for a really long time, and that's my top 10 favorite, not just animated films, but films in general. Yes, these top 10, my top 10 favorite animated films are my personal favorite films in general. So we have two hosts today that are also big fans of these films that I love too. So please welcome my mom and dad once again.
Hey, glad to be back.
Hello.
You want to stand next to...
I'm right here.
Alright. So yeah, they'll be here, and my dad loves and thoroughly enjoys all my 10 films, so he'll be coming with this amazing adventure with me. So this is just our opinion, so it's fine if you disagree on these. I know some of these might be a little controversial to many people, but screw it. This is my list.
Well, everybody's got their own list, but I feel like this is your list, so...
And also, my mom and dad will also share their thoughts on
Agreed.
me. So, let's do this. So this is not just from Pixar and DreamWorks, this is also from Ghibli and a few other ones. So let's start. At number 10, I have one that probably some of you may not heard of. And it's Superman Batman Public Enemies. So this is one that I feel like many DC fans will never really heard about, I think, but I think I'll let my dad talk this one out why it's one of the greats.
Personally, I think it should be a little higher on the list, but that's just, again, my own personal opinion.
Hey, at least it's in the top 10.
But it's one of many really good DC animated movies. The best ones, I would say, are this, Flashpoint, Under the Red Hood. There's a bunch of really good DC ones, but this one definitely stands out. I know it's Calvin's favorite because he loves Lex Luthor in this movie.
Who is played by the one and only Clancy Brown, which I know many people know him as Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob, but we know him more as...
To me, Clancy Brown is the definitive version of Lex Luthor.
Yes. So you want to give like a little plot synopsis and why it's one of the top favorites?
Well, the idea behind it is things are in chaos, actually kind of like they are in the real world right now. Lex Luthor runs for president and wins, and then shortly after that schemes to get Superman and puts out $1 billion bounty on him. And basically the movie consists of Batman and Superman having to try and clear their names and bring down Luthor at the same time.
And there's a giant kryptonite meteor.
And there's a giant kryptonite meteor headed towards Earth that they need to stop. So there's a lot going on in it, but it's really, really good. The animation style is different than most of the other DC movies, but I think it works really well for that movie. And of course, the voice acting is top-notch as usual.
And you know what's the best part of this film? You could watch this film and like not have like any information of DC.
Yeah,
like
and
you could watch this like a standalone film.
It's pretty much a standalone, but they do make a lot of references to other stuff in the DC movies and DC universe. Like, for example, Batman says to him, "It's your funeral," and Superman says, "I already had one," referring to the time he died and then came back. But you don't need to have seen anything other DC to know what's going on.
I mean, a bad example is like Marvel. Like, you have to like.
Yeah, Marvel, it's one of those things, if you miss a movie or a TV show or something, you could be kind of lost. But DC did have a long run of a continuous storyline, and with Justice League Unlimited, and then even into some of their animated movies. But it's... When DC was in its prime, especially its animation, nobody's able to top their animation. Marvel has never even come close. And not everything DC has put out has been great, but it's been really high quality. And this one, I again believe, is at the top of the list. But again,
And one of the best.
I'm trying to get
animated.
Calvin to watch more DC animated movies.
And you know, this is coming from someone who is not like a DC fan, but like somehow Public Enemy spoke to me, and it's always one of my personal favorite movies ever.
Yeah, you've never been a huge superhero comic book fan, so
There are some exceptions. There's another one I'll get to later.
obviously. But no, I think this one's a really good representation of what I would put. Oh, and the other one I didn't mention earlier was All-Star Superman. I can't express enough how good All-Star Superman is.
You know, DC made some good shit right there.
Yeah, and they still do. I mean, not all of them are winners, but
And you know something? This came out in 2009. I'm gonna say this, 2009 is probably the best year for not just animated films, but films in general. And you probably know which one is gonna be at the very top, but I won't.
we'll get to that after.
Alright, at number 9.
Before I forget, there were two things that I was looking up and researching this that I thought were kind of interesting.
So Dad has some fun facts to share.
Yeah, I got a couple for every movie, but these are the ones that really kind of jumped out at me. It's the first and only animated movie that does not feature Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne in it. It's just simply Superman and Batman.
That's kind of interesting.
That was interesting. And another thing I noticed too when I was researching it, and I don't see it anywhere in the movie, and I've watched it dozens of times, is the vice president for Lex Luthor in that movie is Mr. Mxyzptlk, which is like one of the craziest characters that DC has ever made, and the fact that he's vice president in that just blew my mind because I'd never seen that anywhere before.
Alright. That's Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. So, like, if you love DC or superhero films in general, I highly recommend this one. 9 out of 10, DC, you made a pretty damn good movie.
Agreed. Plus, the opening credits are phenomenal. It just grabs you right from the start. And
Yes.
the music done by...
Christopher Drake.
Yes, Christopher Drake. Good call. Is awesome. It's just really, really well-made movie.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more underrated ones that I have on this.
Agreed.
It's definitely a few more that are equally as underrated, but I feel like they're definitely better. Mom, at number 9, I have Kiki's Delivery Service. What a shocker that a Ghibli movie sneaks into my top 10. Mom, do you wanna...
So am I giving the synopsis of the movie?
Yeah, like it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, Kiki's is a great movie. She's a witch who's young and needs to go out on her own as part of her, becoming a witch. And she settles in a seaside town. She's
Called Koriko.
Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. And she's got her best friend, Kat, Gigi, and he's voice acted by the great
Phil Hartman.
Yeah. And Kirsten Dunst is the voice of Kiki.
And
just a really good movie. So it's like her coming of age as a witch.
Yes.
In that movie, and she becomes the hero in the end, and she saves her little boyfriend from
Tombo, but they never state that.
Yeah.
It's kind of implied, so I don't. Alright. Anyways, there's really not much I could say about this film. I mean, it's one of the greatest Ghibli films. It's my favorite Ghibli film, and I already made a video, like an 11-minute video, that I thoroughly love this film, and if you want to know more about that, I suggest you should watch that video. But Dad, it's your what?
Again, when I was looking it up, I thought it was interesting because even though it's Japanese animation, and it's great, I do personally love the movie a lot. I thought it would be a little higher on your list than 9, but
I feel like. Wait, is that?
and I know a lot of these movies are subject to change. Sometimes you like certain movies more than others. But yeah, even though it's Japanese, it's set in Norway.
Sweden.
It's set in Sweden.
It doesn't state, but it does hint that it's in Sweden.
Well, because the book it was based off of was takes place in Sweden. Interestingly enough, I found that it's set in an alternate 1950s in Europe where World War I and World War II never happened. Just thought that was kind of interesting. And I also read there was a lot of stuff. So Phil Hartman actually died before he could finish recording a lot of his audio for it. So
this was like his last movie that he was in, or TV show.
So they had to use a lot of the stuff that he had actually ad-libbed and kind of made up on his own as he went along. I also read, which I didn't know. I know. So there was the original version that was released, and then Disney bought the rights, the distribution rights, and in the Disney version, Gigi talks again at the end of the movie. Whereas in the original theatrical release, he doesn't talk to Kiki again after that. And again, I thought that was kind of interesting. And there was some differences between the versions cut. It's like a damn it, I'm trying to say this right. It's like a less noticeable version of the 20th anniversary edition of Star Wars or any. Yeah, sort of. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the director's cut of a lot of movies. Like, Jesus, been so many. You can see Justice League. This director's cuts of lots of movies, so it is different than the Disney version. Of course, Disney changes a lot of things in their movies, but
you know something, Dad?
What?
I actually do have the original Disney dub and the one that we watched together.
Yeah, so you notice the subtle little differences.
So I have two versions. So if I know someone who really loves that version of the dub, I'll play it for them.
But I would say it's probably for me my favorite Studio Ghibli movie.
I mean, it's also my mom's favorite, right? I mean. Yeah, what was like the standout things that really stuck out to you in that film?
I mean, with any Miyazaki movie, it's just really, really good to look at. The animation style is really.
There's
nice.
really not much we could say about that.
I mean, the voices. I mean, again,
I feel like it's one of the best voice acting of any.
You know me, I was and still am a huge Phil Hartman fan, so anything with Phil Hartman I love, and so that bumps it up automatically.
And you know something, Kiki and Gigi even though this is not like my favorite one of these 10, I feel like Kiki and Gigi might be my favorite probably might be my pick for my favorite protagonists in any film, because they're just so.
You notice the theme with most of these movies, and again, we'll get to them further down, but most of them, I mean, you have a main character, but it seems like the large majority of them are two main characters.
Yes.
Like, for example, we'll get to it more in depth, but like Horton Hears a Who, it's the elephant and the mayor.
Well, yes.
So you get like two main characters in that, and Kiki's, I feel like, is that way too.
All right, so anyways, also another 9 out of 10. At number 8, here's another one that you really love, Mom. At number 8, I have Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
That's a great movie. Just
another.
I mean, The Critical Drinker really covered that movie.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite videos from him. And Dad?
I can't say enough about Puss in Boots.
The Last Wish.
The Last Wish. honestly, I kind of went into it with low expectations. I think all you guys had watched it before I did. I'd seen it once, and again, I like the first Puss in Boots movie. I love the character.
It's pretty good.
It's good. So I'm not going to say I went in with real low expectations, but I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And I will say that there's a scene in the movie where Puss thinks he's having a heart attack or a panic attack, whatever it is. And Dougito shows up and calms him down. And there's very little to that scene. There's no talking, there's no...
I mean...
And it's one of the best scenes I've ever seen in an animated movie.
I mean, you know this is one of the best goddamn animated films of all time.
I think everything about it is perfect. The voice acting, the animation style, which I really like.
Because it's based on Spider-Verse.
Yes, exactly. And it's based on it, but it's not like a rip-off of it. It's just its own thing.
And also, don't even get me started on the villains, Mom. It has one of the best villains, and probably not just animation, but probably in films.
Well,
Death is fucking scary.
But that's the thing, it's like Death isn't even really the actual villain of that movie. He's a part of life. You can't have life without death.
I mean, he's kind of like Sid in Toy Story.
Would you say Little Jack Horner is the actual villain of that movie?
I guess, but you could also say... there's also a case for...
Little Jack Horner's pretty evil in that movie.
Yes. Oh, what took you so long, idiot? And his interactions with the Jiminy Cricket is fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, Jack! is easily the highlight of that.
The movie's a hoot and a half. Like, it's scary, it's funny at times,
Well, the thing is, even a lot of the secondary and side characters, like the bears and...
The Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears are all really, really well done. They feel like actual characters and not just people thrown on screen.
I mean, it's probably one of the best, examples to have, like, multiple villains in a film.
Yeah, it's just
and they work out well.
Well, there's a lot going on in that movie, but they balance the screen time with everybody. But at the end of the day, it's still a Puss in Boots story, and that's what makes it so good, because Puss is a great character.
I mean, yeah. This and Gigi are probably my favorite anime cat characters. I don't know which one I prefer. Don't make me choose.
Okay. There wasn't too much. I mean, I saw it, but one thing that did jump out, it's the longest gap.
It's one of
animated sequels.
Yeah.
11 years in between movies, which is kind of hard to imagine. It was 11 years between the two, but it does make sense. But yeah, again, The
Incredibles wasn't a longer gap than that?
Well, that was 14 years. That's one of the longer.
When I looked it up.
Like in recent...
Yeah, no, maybe that was before that actually came out. I don't know.
Alright.
But either way, it said it was one of the largest, if not the largest gap in animated movies, but clearly, The Incredibles.
And it's my mom's second favorite animated film, right next to another one I'll get to later.
I will say, though, I was making the case yesterday that Puss in Boots should be on a Valentine's Day. I mean, overall, I think the end result of that movie is that, especially Kitty Softpaw's whole wish has to do with her not being lonely, and they end up together as a family with Doggito. And that's the big thing at the end.
Well, that's more of a family and not like a...
Well...
Yeah, but they're only family because of Doggito. They fall in love again during the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Doggito could have...
The Perrito.
Mm-hmm. He could have been...
really annoying.
He could have been extremely annoying, but it was just so good.
I mean, he kind of reminds me of our dog.
Like when he recalls the sweater he has on.
Well, yeah, like he got the sweater. Is that he was drowning.
It's dark.
Inside of a sack and he chewed his way out.
Yeah.
A sock, not a sack.
It's dark, but he treats it like it's the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, and it's also like, yeah, all right, that happened, and move on.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is one hell of a journey. I mean, it's one of the best DreamWorks movies, one of the best animated films, and one of the best films in general. So I highly recommend you should watch the Critical Drinkers video on it. It's excellent. That's all I have to say. So at number 7, this is one that I feel like most of us have seen, but we kind of did forgot about it for quite a while. And it's not from DreamWorks, it's not from Pixar, it's not from Ghibli, and it's not from DC. No, this is from a dead company called, I think you heard of this, Blue Sky Studios. Blue Sky is well known for Ice Age and Rio and a few other ones, but there was one that I always loved since childhood, and it's based on one of the most famous Dr. Seuss books. Yes, it's Horton Hears a Who. I mean, Dad, your turn for the synopsis.
I mean, the synopsis is pretty straightforward.
I mean, if you read the book, then you know what you're gonna.
Well, they pulled from multiple Dr. Seuss books when they made this movie. I would say right away, if I had to drop a movie out of this top 10, it would probably actually be Horton Hears a Who.
But it's still.
That doesn't mean I don't like it. I do like it very much, but
it's easily the best Blue Sky movie, and they have not gonna say a fairly mediocre group, like a fairly not great filmography, but that's a story for another day.
I personally just feel like a lot of Dr. Seuss stuff doesn't translate well to like animation.
I mean,
or live action for that.
I mean, the Jim Carrey Grinch, it's memorable, but oh god, no, hell no, not the 2003 Mike Myers Cat in the Hat one.
That movie's just terrible.
And one I didn't like, I haven't seen those two, but the one I didn't like was the Lorax. I thought it was just a really disappointing film.
To me, the Lorax is just...
About the Lorax?
We're back. Yeah, the Lorax, like I said, it's a good movie. It's just, I don't know. I feel like a bit of a downer.
I mean, it kind of did, because one of the ads that they had advertised a car.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, Illumination? Yeah. They also did a Grinch, another Grinch film, because as if 3 Grinch movies wasn't enough.
I don't know, me personally, I've never been a Grinch fan.
Yeah, so the Dr. Seuss films never have the best reputation.
No, but
that is until Blue Sky came in. Out of all their Rios and Ice Ages, this is easily their best movie.
I still like the first Rio movie, but
no.
Hey, we'll disagree on that. That's fine.
All right. So, what makes you think that Horton is easily the best Blue Sky?
There's a lot of really good things about it. I mean, it looks really good.
Especially 2008.
Yeah, the voice work is...
Jim Carrey, Steve Carell, Will Arnett, Seth Rogen, Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett is actually probably my favorite part of that movie because she's just so good in that movie. But everybody's great in it. But the number one thing I actually like about that movie is the sound design. Especially the big climax at the end when they're making all the sounds. So
yes, I mean, Blue Sky did their damn homework on this film.
Yeah,
and you know, this is one of those childhood movies I love. But even as an adult, I still love this. Like,
well, if we're talking Blue Sky though, it's like I would substitute this movie for Astro Boy. I think Astro Boy...
no, that's not Blue Sky.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
Sorry. No, that's a story
either
for
way, I think I would substitute Horton for Astro Boy. But again, that's my list, not yours.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, this is, in my opinion, this might be a hot take. This might be the most underrated and probably overhated animated film out of all of these. Because I know some people will love Public Enemies, and I know there's a bit of a group for our next movie we're going to talk about, but yeah, I really love Horton. Like, this is one of those childhood films. Like, if you came up to me, if like a random stranger just comes up to me and say, hey, I think Horton Hears a Who is one of the best animated films of all time, and he just walks away, and you know what I would say? That guy knows what he's talking about.
And I will say, Horton is one of those movies I think a lot when you were a lot younger, movies you used to watch regularly. And Horton was always at the top of that list.
Yes, and there's definitely going to be a few more ones that are going to be on this list.
Yes.
Horton,
I would say, is definitely one of the ones I remember you watching a lot.
Yes, and there's another one that we'll get to later. So, another 9 out of 10 movie for me. I mean, I just love this movie. I just kind of been blind by childhood nostalgia. And number 6 is another one of my childhood favorites, and it's a DreamWorks one. It's the one and only I have a question, you guys. Do you like jazz? Yes, it's the Bee Movie. I mean, I can't count how many times I've seen this as a goddamn kid.
Well, you're not like that person on Netflix who watched it something ridiculous, like over 1,000 times. It was like 3 times a day.
Jesus Christ.
Which I thought maybe that was you, but...
What's with all the religious swearing?
What do you...
Nothing.
I think you are Bill Burr.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, Bee Movie is fantastic. I thought it was interesting.
I know this movie is stupidly weird, but oddly, people don't just watch this for just a good movie. They just watch it for the memes.
Yeah, well, I think it's become definitely a cult status more over the years. I mean, I don't think it was considered a flop when it came out, but it wasn't the best. And over years, it's definitely got a cult.
This is one of the funniest DreamWorks movies.
I agree.
And it's one of their best.
So Jerry Seinfeld was actually inspired to write it after his wife took up beekeeping, and he made the joke that she spent more time with the bees than she did with him.
So that's kind of like a personal... So it's kind of based on a true story.
That's where the idea came from. And yeah, I mean, Bee Movie is certainly one of those movies. Like, if it's on and you're watching it, I'm going to watch it with you.
I mean, it's
a love or hate. I know a lot of people that hate and they think, like, oh my god, the movie's terrible. Again...
Well, if you watch it as a kid, you're going to love it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there's a lot of humor in that movie that's, more geared towards adults. So it's a good balance. It's, kids can watch it, adults can watch it.
I mean, it's trying to, and it's 1,000 times better than A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Mom, you want to give your words on Bee Movie?
Yeah, I mean, good movie. Can't go wrong.
It's
got that awesome montage. And also...
Yes, even the soundtrack is pretty good. Also, this is a weird thing to say, but I actually love the credit designs at the end of the film. It always stuck out to me, and every time, like, I don't skip the credits, I just love the artwork that they did in that part. It's one of the best.
There's a lot of thought put into that movie, creating the whole world of bees and
something. Oh wait, you were saying?
No, go ahead.
I feel like I do love the idea of, like, bees suing humanity because they keep stealing their honey. I feel like that's, like, it's like one of those things that you never really think about and, like, don't really, like, think about that hard.
Well, it's just funny also, too, I mean, because they make fun of bees the whole movie, yet at the same time, the movie promotes how important bees are to... ecosystems and how much life is dependent upon bees,
and this is not the first or last movie that has an environmental message. We'll get to that later.
Yep. and it's a good message. It's I don't know. It's to me, it's highly enjoyable.
Yes. And Ken by Patrick Warburton is one of his best performances.
It is, without question. His aggression is off the charts in this movie. My personal favorite is Matthew Broderick's playing
Adam.
his best friend Adam. For me, he's the funniest part of the movie. But then again, you know, you got John Goodman that comes in as the lawyer at the end. He's hilarious. Just all the voice work in that movie.
What was her name that voiced Vanessa?
Oh, Renee Zellweger.
Yes. And of course Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, and again, I've
As
been
one of
a
the-
huge Renee Zellweger fan. I think she's overrated, but she was great in this, and
I mean,
it's just really funny.
it's definitely the most underrated DreamWorks movie of all time. I know you also love Monsters vs. Aliens. It's another one of those, like, you love it or hate, but that's a story.
I do, but I still actually prefer Megamind over. And I like Monsters vs. Aliens a lot, but I like Megamind.
But that's a story for another day.
That's another podcast.
Yes, so that I really could give that. I could give the most underrated animated film to B movie, but unfortunately, it kind of like already has its fans. So that's why I kind of gave it to Horton instead, because I don't see like too many people like give it the praise. But
Yeah, and like I said, I think out of all the movies on this list, I think B movie is probably the most polarizing. Like I said, you get a lot of people that love it and a lot of people that hate it. And
it's always such a weird movie to talk about.
it is. But I think it's, as time goes on, like I said, I think it also gets more of a cult status that people, you know, maybe dismissed it years ago and then they watch it now and I think it's really good.
And the only bad thing I could say about it, that it's the B movie. It's the B movie. Watch it at your own risk.
Exactly.
And you got your fun facts about it?
Yeah, like I said, I got a couple, some things that jumped out at me. The sound effect used when one of the pollen jocks opens up his helmet is the same one used when Buzz Lightyear opens up his helmet.
Oh wait, I didn't thought about.
Okay.
Oh my God,
Right.
Dad! Could this mean they're actually Buzz Lightyears?
Well, maybe it's just the same.
It's like when
Same
Lando
helmet.
was wearing Han's clothes.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. And again, these are things that you hear, you're like, oh wow. This is also the first DreamWorks movie to be released on Blu-ray.
I mean, they definitely started with a really great movie.
Yeah, they did. What else? Oh, all the bees in the movie have brown eyes, except for Barry and his father.
The hell's their deal with
I
that?
don't know. But his father actually is, I think, hilarious in that movie too. If memory serves, that's played by the famous director Barry Levinson, who's done a lot of really good movies.
How many Barrys and Jerrys are in this film?
I would imagine quite a few. If you were a bee, what would you pick as your job?
I don't know.
Picking the crud.
Yes. Wax Smoky's always open, and the Krillin just open
What about
again.
the janitor? Not for the reason you think.
Alright. Yeah, B movie is probably one of the more underrated films and one of the most polarizing.
Agreed, but I would put it in my top 10.
So that's a strong, really strong, the highest 9 out of 10 I give. So these last 5 movies, I give 9 out of 10s to all these, but I think these next 2 are like absolute 10 out of 10 movies.
Does this list ever change for you? Or is this like concrete? 1 through 10, this is it. Like, could your 5 be a 2 someday? Or
I
are
mean,
you pretty happy with
I feel like they could really outdo it in some category.
Okay.
Like B movie being funnier, Kiki's being the more Ghibli, and DC being more geared for superhero and DC fans.
Okay.
So, alright, now we're entering the big boys leagues. These are the ones
These are the heavy hitters.
these are the... Also, like, these other 2 are, like, the also heavy hitters, but these two, I would definitely, these are like real top tier stuff. So let's kick off. Now we're finally entering my Pixar films. And if you've seen one of my videos, I think you know what these next few are going to be. Coming in at number 5 is WALL-E. Mom?
Yeah, I love WALL-E. WALL-E's a solid, one of my top 3 animated, number 1, really.
In terms of Pixar.
Yeah.
Mom, you want to tell them the fun fact that we had that I told to Abby last
I
night?
don't remember what it was, sorry.
Oh. Alright, so here's a trivial fact about me.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Did we take him to see WALL-E in the theater?
Yeah, that's the fun fact.
That's the fact.
That's the fact.
It was
Yeah.
Calvin's first movie he ever went to. He was just a baby.
And wouldn't you know it, they chose a stellar one. Let's share your thoughts on.
Well, should we get? I mean, I'm sure most people.
There's really not much. It's another one.
Most people have seen WALL-E, so they know the
There's
story.
really not much I could say about
But
it.
basically, Earth is wrecked. So 700 years earlier, basically all the remaining people left Earth and have been floating in space on their ship. And WALL-E's job is what? To clean up.
Yes. Turn them into cubes.
And
Dad, here's something that I just thought about. What if Monsters, Inc. foreshadowed WALL-E in some way?
well, isn't there that theory about all the Pixar movies being connected? Like Cars is like
Yes.
post-apocalyptic Earth.
Yes, but there is one thing in Monsters, Inc. that always stuck out to me. Because you know how Sully thought Boo died from the garbage and they turned them into cubes?
Yeah.
What if they foreshadowed one of the elements of WALL-E in that?
Well, I'm trying to think. Does B&L, the large corporation that runs everything on Earth, does that appear in any other Pixar movies?
In Up.
It's in Up. Okay.
But the more well-known one is in Toy Story 3 when they're turning Buzz into Lotso's side.
Okay.
See the B&L batteries.
Yeah. That's right. I mean,
That's fun.
So I mean, there's credence to the theory that all the Pixar movies are connected. It's entirely.
And many diehard Pixar fans believe this theory. But anyways, back to the plot synopsis.
So yeah, and again, they find a plant on Earth and they think it's inhabitable, so they're going to head back. But the AI that runs the ship, says no, they need to keep staying in space, and then of course they make their way back to Earth. But a lot of it's a love story between WALL-E and Eve, the other robot.
And you know something? This and another one I'll get to, this is as I'm recording this is the day after Valentine's Day, and me and my girlfriend Abby rewatched this alongside another one of one of these heavy hitters that I'll get to. And it was one of the best movie experiences I had in a good long while. Even my mom joined in, and
Yeah, the love story between Eve and WALL-E is
it's
quite moving. I think the part that really does it for me is when Eve realizes that she'd rather her mission should really be to love WALL-E and not the plant, and she doesn't care about the plant anymore. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this film does pack a bit of emotional punches to it, and it's probably one of the more emotional ones, and this might be my favorite ending to not just a Pixar film or animated film, but my favorite film in general. And it only takes a moment, as the last song in the film, I feel like was a perfect ballad. And I don't think WALL-E needs a sequel. I feel like it just worked best.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
And,
it's good as a one-off. One of the biggest things I like about it is the way they animated it. It almost looks like it was shot on film.
well, here's And I actually do know one of those facts about it.
Yeah, and they purposely did that to make it feel like it wasn't just computer animation, that it looked like it was filmed. So I think it's one of the best looking Pixar movies for sure.
Definitely. I feel like it's probably for like many of us, like the first Pixar, probably the first Pixar film that they wowed us with the animation.
I think Pixar, and again, this is my own opinion, Pixar, their first, 5 to 10 movies, they put so much attention to detail in the movies and building the world that exists in those movies. And I think WALL-E is one of those ones. Like, from the opening shot, and it's just WALL-E and all the trash, like, you instantly know what's going on. It's like, people ruined this planet, and we had to leave, and now we created robots just to clean up our mess.
But then that didn't work out.
But honestly, it's like, I watch that movie and I kind of wonder, it's like, are humans even worth saving?
I mean,
they've turned into these slobs that...
I wouldn't say, like, Otto was, like, the real villain. It was kind of more of the humans' ignorances was more the villain, and Otto was just a reflection of that.
Well, Otto was just carrying out its program.
I mean, yeah,
So
that's
you
intentional.
You can't feel...
And it's kind of it's kind of, like, meant to be, like, the cold, heartless stereotype, what we think robots are. And he's supposed to be inspired by HAL 9000.
It is just trying to save and protect people, because it doesn't think it's safe enough to go back. And so again, it's not quite a villain, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there's really not much I could say about WALL-E. I think we all know why we love it so much, and it's not only one of the best Pixar films, but one of the best animated films.
Do you like Jeff Garlin as the captain?
Oh yeah. It definitely has one of my favorite cast of characters in any of these films.
Yeah, and what about the, what's his name cameo?
John Ratzenberger.
John Ratzenberger cameo.
I always love finding the cute Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Fun facts, Dad?
Fun facts? Yeah, I got a few. So it was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, which ties it for the most with Beauty and the Beast.
I think that rightfully deserves it.
And I believe, okay, so Ben Burtt, who, if anybody knows Star Wars, knows Ben Burtt. He does all the sound design for all the robots and, the pod racing scene and the Phantom Menace. He's just a legend when it comes to Star Wars stuff. He got approached to do all the voice stuff for WALL-E, for most of it. He did the voicing of most of the robots and recorded 2,500 different sound effects for the movie.
Twice the amount in all the Star Wars films.
Yes, so that's pretty impressive. And it's another one of those movies that I think the sound design really shines and is really, really good in that movie.
Yeah, and you know something? I know, like, we just talked about B-movie, but I feel like it was a bit of a damn shame that it didn't got the winner for Best Animated Feature over Ratatouille.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough call, because, Ratatouille, I think, for some reason, appeals to a larger audience than... I think Ratatouille is a very good movie, but I think WALL-E is much better. Definitely. I think all the three of us definitely can all unanimously agree on that. One of the things I was always curious about, and I read that the movie it never says what year it takes place, but in the Bernie short, it says it takes place in 2805 AD. So, it's 800 years. Well, in one of the first songs of the soundtrack, one of them is called 2815 AD. Yeah. So I feel like there's a little bit... I thought this one was pretty funny. The captain is physically incapable of wearing the original captain's uniform, so he wears it around his neck with the top button, almost like a cape. Well...
Yeah.
which I think is just.
It's
again,
also
speaks
kind of
to,
another
like,
message of consumerism.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, it became the first Disney film added to the Criterion Collection, which is it's a very high honor to be part of the Criterion Collection. The fact that it's the first Disney film added to it, I was very surprised by. And it was also, this actually did surprise me a little because you would know better what else came in 2008, but it was the ninth highest grossing movie of 2008.
Mm.
And
It was
I
competing. It was competing with The Dark Knight,
Yeah, and I remember that
Dark
when Wall-E
Knight.
came out, it did do really well, but
and also Clone Wars came out, and Horton came out, and Kung Fu Panda.
yeah, all right.
That 2008 was one of the best years.
Where it seems like now you get maybe one or two good movies a year, and everything else is kind of crap.
Yeah.
But back then, you'd have good movies just coming out constantly.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. All right, Mom. You ready for our next spot? At number 4 is, in my opinion, the greatest sequel of all time. Yes, it is the one and only Shrek 2. Mom?
Yep, cue up the music. I can hear it now. Accidentally in Love.
Alright. So, Mom, you want to give the synopsis?
Alright, so Shrek and Fiona.
If you've seen the
first movie, they basically accidentally get together because Shrek is just trying to save his swamp, and in doing that, he falls in love with Princess Fiona, and they get married. So, starting off in Shrek 2, it's like their honeymoon is the opening scene, and they're living in the swamp, and then Mommy and Daddy from far, far away send for them to come, and they want to congratulate them. So they go there, and
Chaos ensues.
exactly, chaos ensues. Shrek wants to go home. Princess is upset. Then the fairy godmother, who is indeed the villain,
And one of the best ones.
Oh yeah, definitely a good villain. And then Prince Charming, her son, they want to get Fiona to fall in love with Prince Charming. Meanwhile, Shrek is doing all he can to get back in her good graces, and he goes to Fairy Godmother's factory and
getting a new friend who is gonna be Shrek's bounty.
Yep. So he picks up Puss in Boots on the way. Gets a potion that turns him handsome. Although I guess some people don't think he's as handsome as he should be. A little odd, but okay. So he goes back, and just in the nick of time, Fiona suspects that Charming is really not Shrek, who they're claiming that he is. And she kind of is resisting, and finally Shrek comes in at the very last minute.
After the greatest climax of all time.
I was just going to mention the climax.
I feel like
the huge gingerbread Mongo. I mean, you can't go wrong.
I mean, I know people say it's one of the greatest action scenes of all time, and rightfully so. I don't even need to know that.
Yeah.
The spoof of Cops that they do.
Oh, it cracks us up.
And then when they go to try to get Shrek out of jail.
I'm wearing ladies' underwear. I most certainly am not. Well, you are. It's a thong!
The first Shrek movie, and especially more in the second one, Pinocchio is by far my favorite character.
Until we get to Prince Charming.
Well, yeah, that's different. But yeah, Pinocchio's part.
I'm a real boy! And yeah, it's like Wall-E and Kiki's, there's really not much you could say about Shrek 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot. It's almost flawless, honestly, I feel like.
And it's my mom's favorite, not just DreamWorks movie, but her favorite animated film in general. And it's probably one of her top 5, maybe even top 3 films of all time.
Yeah, definitely. Really, really like Shrek 2. I like the music. Like I said, I mean, I just think that everything in the movie has a purpose. I mean, even if it gives a laugh, it still adds to the plot overall. And, you know, I just think it's a very cool...
And your mom, on that, like, looking outside the window, I could see the bush that's shaped like Shirley Bassett.
Okay.
Yeah, like, it's another 10 out of 10 for me.
Yep, good stuff.
Alright, at number 3, this one hit me pretty hard. And it's another classic Pixar film, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Where do I even start with this one? Mom?
Get the tissues out. I think that's where you start.
Alright, let's get this. Alright.
I mean, he's got as much emotion as Bowser does for Peach.
Okay. When the scene with Peach uses the fire flower, when I saw it for the first time, I cried like a fucking baby. It was oddly emotional, but it's one of those scenes that don't feel emotional. Like, initially, they don't feel emotional. But it just kills me every time. And even when I even cried while I watched this with Abby on Valentine's Day.
Josh made fun of you for it.
Well, now Sean does empathize with me. Yeah, it's probably my favorite movie scene of all time. But Mom, you want another synopsis?
Yeah, so, I mean, this is a pretty...
Oh, wait! Dad, I forgot to tell you about the facts about Shrek 2. I'm sorry if we got a little off topic.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, no, it's no big deal. It was just a couple I saw that I thought... There was a lot of ideas. They started production on Shrek 2 before Shrek 1 even came out. And
Like, that was a huge risk.
had a lot... Well, I think they knew how good it was going to be. You can still find, I think, on YouTube that Mike Myers wasn't the original choice. I know we're talking about Shrek 1 here. But I always wonder how it would have affected future movies.
If Chris Farley.
And I know you can find it, I think, on YouTube.
Several clips.
But there was a lot of things that could have gone differently. Like, one of the things I was reading earlier was Lord Farquaad was supposed to have come back somehow and basically teamed up with Shrek to take down the fairy godmother and kind of redeem himself.
That would have been nice, but it would have been
interesting. There was, I also read the dragon from the first Shrek movie was to have a major role in it, and when she took the potion...
What Donkey?
Yeah. She was going to be turned into a Pegasus.
You know, that might be my only...
Well, didn't I say that to you the last time we were watching?
Yeah.
You said it to me the last time we were watching. You're like,
that might
what would happen if the dragon took the potion?
You know, I feel like that might be my only criticism. We should have had like a little clip of it where we...
Yeah, it was that, and I wish Puss in Boots had taken...
Well, what do you think Puss would have?
Like a lion or...
Alright. Anyways, back to Mario movie. Mom?
Yeah, so basically starts out in Brooklyn, the two brothers, they're trying to get their foot into the plumbing world. Hilarity ensues on their first call to the job. And eventually they are going to go try to save the city because there's a big pipe problem. They go down the pipes and Luigi gets sent into
the Darklands.
The Darklands. I always want to call it the Badlands. And Mario gets sent to the Mushroom World and he meets Toad. Toad brings him to Princess. Peach says, you know, we gotta save your brother and we gotta defeat Bowser. So essentially sets up the way the video game's set up, and you know there's some nostalgic moments when
and some gut-wrenching moments.
Yeah, I mean obviously Cal kind of already hit on the gut-wrenching moments, but yeah, they kind of do the aha take on me for the Donkey Kong world scene with the racing. I know some people say it's not great, but I mean I get the whole the feel that they were going for.
I know, because the 80s, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of a half criticism. Also, I do think the pacing was sometimes just a little too fast. Like, even that Firefly scene, I did wish, like, it was like another Defy dancing similar scene in Wall-E. That would have just... Probably would have put that maybe at number 1.
I mean, I think the thing that they kind of came up with for the Mario movie is that Bowser is actually in love with Peach, and his whole point is to get the star and rule the galaxy together with her. And she's like shocked when he's like, I want you to marry me. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I mean, essentially she agrees, but then, you know, Mario saves the day, so that doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, said Galaxy. I actually want to make this video before Mario Galaxy movie comes out. And this might be it. Look, this might be it. This might be my new favorite, not just Pixar film, animated film, but possibly film in general, but we'll see what happens.
Big shoes to fill.
I can't wait to do that video. So, Dad, what's your thoughts on the first Mario movie?
Again, kind of one of those movies that I went in with somewhat low expectations.
Like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, video games don't usually translate well to live action movies. So I was skeptical about it. I'm not gonna lie. Again, it's like Chris Pratt does so much voice work, and just Chris Pratt is Chris Pratt all the time. I wasn't crazy about his casting as Mario, but once I saw the movie, I thought he was fantastic as Mario, and Charlie Day obviously was really, really good.
Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, and
Yeah, all.
Also, Bowser is another contender of one of my, not just favorite Pixar, probably my second favorite Pixar villain, right next to another one I'll get to later, but is also one of the greatest villains on this list. Right, Mom?
Yeah, and again, it's one of those movies that all the characters
Are likable. This might...
treated really well, and for me personally, it's the most I could ever ask for, not just a video game for a movie, but just an animated movie in general. I was very, very impressed by it, and as soon as I watched it, I wanted to watch it again. And I am very excited for the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I feel like we can all agree it's a masterpiece and one of Pixar's finest works.
Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised by it.
Yes, so fun facts.
Again, there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I appreciate the fact of like how much detail was in the movie. And let's face it, you and I are huge fans of Easter eggs in movies.
I mean,
for other stuff, and you know, Nintendo really put in a lot of work into that. Like when Luigi's phone rings, his ringtone is a startup jingle from the Nintendo GameCube.
Yes,
Nice little throwback. I love the part in the Punch-Out Pizzeria, which is obviously from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. In the back, there's pictures of Little Mac, Bear Hugger, Glass Joe, and Doc Lewis. And it's just a really fun movie. That's, I think, what I like the most about it. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I guess you could say like these top three could be interchangeable depending on the day.
Agreed.
But yeah, it is a masterpiece. And yeah, all right, Dad. Now we're entering the elite ones. Number 2, The Incredibles. Dad, you want us to do the plot synopsis this time?
Jeez. Well, I mean, everybody's knee-jerk reaction is that The Incredibles is their take on doing the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Fantastic Four.
Because I know one of the best things that Pixar does is like doing like crazy ideas. Like, what if toys had feelings? What if monsters had feelings? What if fish had feelings? What if cars had feelings? What if feelings had feelings? What if skeletons had feelings? But then they decided to ask, hey, let's do a Fantastic Four film.
I don't think that was quite the approach. I think it was what they wanted to do. Brad Bird wanted to do a superhero movie that he drew a lot of his own experiences on. And yeah, it's easy to sit there and say it's a Fantastic Four movie, but there are differences. Like Fantastic Four, they don't. Well, I mean, their kids are different, but the power sets are kind of mixed up a little and not exactly the same, except for Violet is a lot like
Sue Storm.
Sue Storm. But again, there's a lot of similarities, but I think it's enough of a difference that, to me, it doesn't really matter. I don't look at it as like, oh, it's just a rip-off of the Fantastic Four, which I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan, by the way, but
And
I think it's more an homage to the Fantastic Four and not like a rip-off.
I mean, like Mario, like Shrek 2, like Wall-E, like Kiki's, there's really not much you could say about it.
No, and I mean, the plot is, to me, really interesting, and it's been done famously in other comic books, which is, superheroes exist, and then one day the general public has had enough of them, and they make it illegal, or if you are still going to be any kind of superhero, you have to work for the government, and that's been done many different times. Marvel did it, DC has done it.
But I feel like this is probably one of the first times that they done this idea.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a really good spin.
Yeah, and the idea...
Much like how like Shrek took a spin on the fairy tales idea, and they spin it around.
Well, it's the idea also, too. I mean, like, first of all, superheroes existed, which is interesting in itself. And then all of a sudden they're gone, and they have to basically lead normal lives. They can't do the things that they wanted to, even if it's just to help people, they can't do it. So it's a really interesting dynamic, but you get somebody like Mr. Incredible who can't handle that and still wants to be a superhero.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I know you're upset.
And Mr. Incredible is he's incredible.
I mean,
but all the characters in it. And then obviously the villain of the movie.
Easily the best. My pick for the best pick. Easily the best Pixar villain.
Which was before, superheroes became illegal. Mr. Incredible had his little sidekick.
What's? Oh, Frozone?
No, Buddy.
Oh, Buddy.
AKA Syndrome.
And you know something? Some people call him a twist villain, but he's not like a twist villain in the same vein as Charles Muntz, Lotso, or Mr. Waternoose.
Well, what's that old saying is that every really good villain believes that he's the hero of his story. And I think that certainly holds true with Syndrome, where he thinks that he's the hero and not Mr. Incredible, and that, he should be the only one that's special, because once everybody else is special,
when everyone's super,
no one is.
Also, this is probably the movie I could quote from start to finish. Like, the entire movie, I could quote it.
Yeah, and we were talking about this recently, you and I, whereas it's one of those movies that you want to know so much more about that world.
And you know something? Pixar's already doing an Incredibles 3. I mean, the only way this could work is a prequel. Or 15 year, or another time jump.
Agreed. Prequel would be nice, but I'd rather see a time jump, 15, 20 years later. Maybe not even that far, but, I think the reason that the second one wasn't as popular as the first one was because...
It kind of did... It's just the first movie, but Helen takes the role of Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, so it doesn't really...
And the twist villain was stupidly obvious.
Add that much more to the Incredible story. And don't get me wrong, I still think it's a really well-made
I think it's a pretty
movie.
good...
I like it a lot. But overall, obviously not quite as good as the first one.
I mean, yeah, right, Mom?
Yep.
There's really not much you could say.
But getting back to Syndrome, I think obviously, a lot of times, especially when it comes to superhero movies, that your movie's only as good as the villain is, and Syndrome is
the cherry on top.
It's just great.
And the side characters, Edna Mode, and I love the idea how she resents capes because like they cause heroes deaths, like Thunderhead, Strategy. That is an interesting idea, and let that be a lesson. No, not all heroes wear capes.
It only seems to work against you. I mean, how many times in comic books have I seen superheroes get their capes caught on stuff? People use them as weapons against them. Just nothing good comes from it. But it looks cool. That's why people do it.
Yeah.
Again, you can't argue with that.
And don't even get me started on Frozone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably Samuel Jackson's best performance. I will not hear otherwise.
It's definitely right up there. It's I particularly enjoyed the one of the bonus features we were watching.
Oh yeah. So if you don't know, there's a short on the Incredibles DVD where there's like a old Saturday morning cartoon that features Mr. Incredible and Frozone. And it's supposed to be like a parody of really old like Saturday morning cartoons, and really it's really good.
Really cheap animation, and you just see the mouths moving.
And
but their commentary on it is
fucking hilarious. Mom, we gotta show you that.
It's just really good.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing
ever. My lawyer wears a cape, by the way.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's just I don't think there is. I think The Incredibles is a flawless movie. It's great.
One that should be by far the crowning jewel of all animated films.
Yeah, and it's one of those things I like too because it feels like, I mean, I think it's technically actually supposed to be set in the 60s.
Well,
but it's got a kind of timeless feel to it. It's like the cities are very futuristic. A lot of the technology is, but at the same time, it's a lot of retro. And I mean, obviously, special kudos to Michael Giacchino, who did the music to it. It was fantastic. And it was interesting because there was a couple people that were involved with the music before he came on.
Michael Kamen.
Yeah, Michael Kamen was going to do it, but then he died. And there was obviously a lot of influences like John Barry.
You know, he was originally going to do the score, but he, like it can be can be imitated, but can't be duplicated.
And obviously there's a lot of inspiration from 60s movies, especially James Bond movies. And I think it's one of those movies that the soundtrack really elevates it to another level. So that's the things that jump out at me. The action scenes are...
The one that always sticks out to all of us is the first Almond Droid fight with Mr. Incredible.
All of them are really, really well done. And it really shows the creativity in a lot of their superpowers and how they use them properly. And it's just for, again, a comic book adaptation, I think it's just great. Even though being its own original thing. But let's not forget, this is probably Pixar's most adult film. Yeah. Like, it's similar to Ratatouille, but it doesn't have, like, the slapstick comedy. It has, like, Incredibles is full on. Probably one of the most adult animated films ever. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Bob and Helen's marriage struggles feels uncomfortably real. It does, and there's certain parts of it you kind of, like, really... kind of taken aback, like Syndrome's death at the end. I mean, Edna told them that's a very important lesson. I mean, there are certain ones that I think of in animated movies, because obviously animated movies are certainly more geared towards kids, but one of the ones I always go back to is the mother's death in Tangled at the very end. Oh. And, like, I don't know, I could see that, like, traumatizing little kids almost. And the Syndrome one I could also see too. But it's, sidetracked, but that's, it's just really, really well-made movie. And for me, definitely a top 3 Pixar movie. Well, you put it at number 2. Yes. All right. Yeah. So, fun facts. Fun facts for... Incredibles. Not too many, but I did like. I mean, Jason Lee, which he was a perfect choice for Syndrome. Jason Lee recorded all of his lines for the movie in 4 days, whereas Craig T. Nelson, who does the voice of Mr. Incredible, had to do his over a span of 2 years, which is just really kind of mind blowing. Also looking up, it said this is the first and thus far only Pixar movie not to have a distinct appearance of the Pizza Planet truck.
That's...
Which is kind of surprising.
That kind of sucks.
But there are other Easter eggs in it, like Hudson Hornet.
Yes.
He was in it. What is A113?
Yes, that Bob Cell.
So there's a lot of the regular Pixar Easter eggs in it. This one I didn't know when I was looking this up. It said Jack's real name is... Do you know?
I hope so. God, I actually did.
All right, his real name is John Jackson Parr.
Oh, John
Jackson Parr. That's where they get Jack from. Although it's never actually mentioned in the movie, but...
How did that get slipped in?
I don't know.
Also, here's a fun fact. Wait, is there one more one?
No, I think that's all I got for that one.
The fun fact that some of you guys, that Snug was originally gonna die.
Yes.
In the plane crash.
Did they actually? I can't remember. Did they actually film that or no?
It was only. I think it was only storyboarded. But do you think axing the character off was like a good?
Well, I mean, to me, it seems a little unnecessary because he's such a minor character. I mean, I think it's already well established in that movie that Syndrome is a huge threat to everyone.
I mean...
So I don't think you need to kill off a character that you've just introduced in a movie.
And to focus more on, like, Bob's mourning the loss of... Like, almost lost his family.
It's definitely that. And the fact, too, it just goes to show how much ass Elastigirl can kick. You know, because it's like, what can't she do? She can fly a jet like that, and among all the other things she can do. So it's...
I mean, you know...
I think it worked out.
Even though this is at number 2, this probably is the best one out of all these. But my number 1 is my favorite. And you guys already know what it's going to be. At number 1, the holy grail of animated films and films in general, Mom, is Up. I mean, like WALL-E, this is one that you guys took when I was a baby. And ever since I was a kid, I knew there was always something special to this movie. And let's get this out of the way. The opening is one of the most devastating scenes of any animated film. Right, Dad?
Agreed. I mean, there's no way anybody can watch that and not be moved to...
And not, like, get their hearts broken.
Exactly. And it's a tough way to open a movie, but... After that 10 minutes, you're totally invested in the rest of the story, and that's what makes it so good.
I have 3 reasons why Up is my favorite movie of all time. 1, obviously we just mentioned it, the first 10 minutes. I know some people will go, the first 10 minutes of the movie is only good, and like the rest of it is not.
Like with you, and there's something about Mary.
Yeah, but like... Up's an exception. I disagree. Like, yes, the first 10 minutes is the best, but I think the rest of the movie is almost as equally as good as that.
Yeah.
And this leads me to number 2. I adore the idea and the animation of this movie. It always wows me every time with, like, one of these individual balloons was animated, like, on their own. Like, it's not like it's, like one big group. Like, each single one, and it just fucking wows me every time.
Yeah, and again, the attention to detail
is mind-blowing. And, like, this is, like...
And there's just some
2009.
absolutely beautiful shots in the movie. I think I talked to you about this before. You know, like the image of the house floating above the falls is just
fucking phenomenal.
And there's a lot in that movie, but
I just want to print like each of those shots and like put them on a frame.
Yeah.
Like it's It's equally as good as Ghibli's animation.
Yeah, and again, the world building in that movie, you just want to know more about
This is
it.
one. I mean, like, if you take off the first 10 minutes of the film, like, this might be the most overhated one.
Overhated? Really?
Like,
You think Up is hated a lot?
no, not that like it's hated or anything. It's just
It
like,
just doesn't get the appreciation you think it deserves.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I mean,
And like, thanks to like the 8 and 3, it's just one of those childhood movies I always grew up with.
and it's, I mean, again, like a couple other movies on this list, and just movies in general, I think it's flawless.
Yeah.
Everything about it is perfect. The voice work, the animation.
Rest in peace, Ed Hansner.
Yeah, and Christopher Plummer, who did the voice of
Months.
Months. Yeah, I mean, you're just all so good. Although you and I have been talking recently about them. The rumors going around, I don't know if it's true or not, that they're going to do a live action version of Up.
Disney is never ever gonna work with live action films, but I feel like some of the Pixar ones I feel like could work. I feel like the most impossible ones are the Toy Story, Ratatouille, and Nemo, because they'll probably be.
I mean, for me, it comes down to the reason why it doesn't work well is because animals, they can do things like talk.
Yes.
But any movie that has animals in live action, it just doesn't seem right. And I would use as an example The Lion King.
Yeah.
Or although I didn't think The Jungle Book was that bad. The Jungle Book was pretty good, but a lot of the movies, it's just they're animation for a reason, and that you can't do live action versions of that. It's like, could you really picture a good live action version of Doug or Kevin?
No. I mean, that's probably the only.
Again, they work. You could get, the rumor going around that Harrison Ford might play Mr. Fredrickson.
I could definitely see him.
I could see that, and I think he'd be a good choice.
Let's not forget, Harrison Ford is a good pilot with the Millennium Falcon.
It's true. He's a pilot in real life, too. He flies helicopters and airplanes.
I mean, why the hell can he not pilot a house?
Why not?
And I feel
but
like...
I really, really hope they don't do a live action.
I mean, then... I feel like I would be a little more optimistic. I'm like, just stay true to the film. Just keep it the same. Just make it live action. And it'll be a hit.
Well, what if they don't? Then you're not going to like it?
No. I'll just stick to the original.
Okay. That's fair.
And I feel like other Pixar films could also really work for live action films, like WALL-E and The Incredibles. I mean, Disney owns Marvel, right? Do you know how many films Marvel makes?
Yeah.
I mean, how can they not do an Incredibles?
I don't know. Like I said, I think some things belong in animation and others.
Yeah, there's really not much I could say about Up. I know it's not as celebrated as some of the other ones, but like, this is easily my pick for my favorite movie of all time. And I
just don't know how you improve on perfection. I think that's probably my biggest question. It's like, how do you improve on something that's already perfect? And you can't. So why bother doing it?
Yeah, but I think it would just look cool if they...
I wouldn't want to see a live action version of The Incredibles.
But it'll just be fun, like, if it does.
It just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah. Wow. That was a really long video.
That was. We covered a lot of...
Oh, wait, one more thing. You want to cover...
Oh, yeah.
Facts about Up?
There was a couple that jumped out at me for this one. It's the second animated film to be nominated for Best Picture.
And you know what, Dad?
What was the first one? Oh, look. Don't look at my notes. I mentioned it earlier.
Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Very good.
And you know what, Dad? It 100% deserve it, right? I mean, I know they kind of like buff it from 5 to 10, but like, Did you wish Incredibles and WALL-E also got Best Picture nominees?
Well, The Incredibles, I never expected to. There are certain movies, especially, bigger budget, action, superhero movies that just, no matter how good they are, will not get nominated for Best Picture. And that's fine. I understand that. But it was also the first ever animated film to open the Cannes Film Festival.
The Cannes. And something that at the end of the film, like, the audience was just dead silence, and a few moments later was like a big standing ovation. They had the same brain as me.
Yeah.
Every time.
Let's see what else. When Carl and Ellie go picnicking up the hill, their destination is a spot underneath the same tree from A Bug's Life.
Well, I don't think it's the same because, like, in A Bug's Life, like, there's, like, if you've seen A Bug's Life before, there's, like, the scene where, like the circus bugs getting a run away from a bird, and it's just, like, a big, like, desert spot, like, and look at the opening of Up. Is that, like, the same, like, location? No, of course not.
That's what I read, so it's the same.
All right.
But anyways, in the famous married life montage at the beginning, Ellie's painting the baby's room into the same scene from Partly Cloudy, which was the short animated movie.
Something, Dan? I think that short film paired very nicely with Up because it also takes place in the clouds.
Well, I think we should also do
a Pixar short film.
Pixar short film ranking.
That would be fun, but I feel like the problem with that is that I never thought, like, too deeply on, like, which one was, like really the best, because I feel like all of them are equally good, but that's an idea for another day.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Carl's face and personality were based on legendary actors Spencer Tracy and Walter Matthau.
And James Whitmore.
And James Whitmore. The physicality part, more Spencer Tracy and James Whitmore. And Walter Matthau known for being cranky in everything he was in. So I think you can definitely see that. So I think that's pretty much all I got for behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, great movie.
I mean, it's
9.5 out of 10.
I mean, it's easily, it's so good. I don't even think it's a 10 out of 10. It's an 11 out of 10. Congratulations, Pixar. You actually outdid a 10.
So wait, how many Pixar movies do we have in the top 10?
4.
4 in the top 10. So obviously Pixar is the
winner of the big studios. Blue Sky, Ghibli, and Warner Bros. Only had 1 film. DreamWorks had 3 films, and Pixar was easily the winner. Nice. Proves that it's the best animation studio. And there you have it, folks. That is my top 10 favorite anime movies and films in general. And I would love to see your opinions on it.
Yeah, leave your top 10 in the comments and see what we'll limit it to animated or just 10 best movies.
Yes,
leave your 10 in the comments and see what everybody comes up with.
Mom, you want to wish them a like and subscribe?
Hey, remember to like and subscribe to this channel. We can't get by without you fine folks.
All right, see you guys. Bye-bye. I'll see you in March.